It is time for Raider Baseball as we are ready to go from Pringle Field at Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, as the 7-7 Mariner Tritons have traveled from Cape Coral to visit the 12-2 Riverdale Raiders. Happy Friday, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for tonight's high school varsity baseball action. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of the game. With that being said, here's the batting order for the visiting Tritons of Mariner High School. They are coached by head coach Tom Woodley. Batting first, second baseman number 4, Jimmy Meredith. Batting second, shortstop number 10, Alex Freeland. In the third spot, pitcher number 13, Andrew Arsenault. And the cleanup spot, right fielder number 23, Justin Wabel. Batting fifth, catcher number 12, Jorge Sunti. Batting sixth, center fielder number 7, Wade Williamson. Batting as the number 7 man in the order, it's left fielder number 5, David Owens. Batting eighth, first baseman number 19, Kenny Burgos. And batting ninth, it's the third baseman number 3, Dominic Grimm. There is your 9-man batting order for the Mariner Tritons. Starting pitcher on the mound for the Riverdale Raiders in tonight's action is Joey Johnson, throwing his warm-ups off of the left hand, wearing number 19. And the regular season, this is his first appearance as a starting pitcher here at Pringle Field. And along with that, here is your defensive alignment for the Riverdale Raiders. From left to right in the outfield, it's Matisse Bober, Colby Davis, and Matt Hardy. Off to the left side of the infield, on third, it's Connor Sekula, along with the shortstop Daniel Kaler. Brennan McNabb tending second base, Carson Palmquist guarding first. Joey Johnson throwing the balls and strikes to Tyler Prell, the catcher. And Trevor Peckham is the designated hitter in today's ball game as Jimmy Meredith stands high and tall into the left hand of the batter's box. First pitch passes by as a strike one, and we are underway at 7:01 p.m. here at Riverdale High School. Joey Johnson sets and releases. That's fouled away to the backstop. Count now 0-2 for Meredith. Nice crowd filing in on hand here for the start of today's action. Still a few empty seats down the right field line in the Raider fan section, but once again, it's a very nice crowd. Here's a pitch high and dry. Count advances to 1-2 for Jimmy Meredith as we are just moments into this ball game. Top half of the first, no score between the Raiders and the Tritons of Mariner. A few Mariner fans have made the half-an-hour trip from Mariner High School.
Quite a few are down there, and some, I'm not sure if they're in the cheap seats or they're either the cheap seats or track.
Here is your 1-2. That is in foul territory down the first base side, right in front of the Raider dugout. That's Carson Palmquist tracking it down, making the catch, and there's your first out of this ball game.
Batting next for the Tritons, shortstop number 10, Alex Freeland.
So Jimmy Meredith getting put down with an F3 in the scorebooks as Alex Freeland steps up. Yes, quite a few Triton fans sitting right next to the Mariner dugouts down the third base side. It looks like we also have quite a few fans in the cheap seats here out in center field of today's ball game. Freeland, the left-handed swinger, will watch a strike one fastball go right by him. Here's the 0-1. Just a bit outside, count tied up at 1 apiece. It is a very eventful evening here at Riverdale High School, along with this baseball game between Riverdale and Mariner. We have a track and field event at Carl Engel Field, which is just over the center field wall. of Pringle Field where we are at right now. Count advances to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Joey Johnson taking his time in between wind-ups as this is a high flyer down the left field line. 3 men trying to get to it, and it is gloved down by the shortstop Daniel Kaler. 2 down here at the top half of inning number 1.
Batting next for the Tritons, pitcher number 13, Andrew Arsenault.
Andrew Arsenault steps in, trying to keep this top half of the first rolling as we are still under a 0-0 score just underway here in this ball game yet again. So we have the track and field event for Riverdale out at Carl Engel Field, and additionally we have softball action going on at the Riverdale Softball Complex. The complex is located over the left field wall here from Pringle Field, and they are playing against Mariner, the Riverdale softball team. Arsenault takes a ball 1 to start this at-bat. The 1-0 quickly follows up, and that plummets into the dirt. That softball event just started up along with the baseball game at 7 o'clock. The track and field event here at RHS has been going on since 3 o'clock. As here's yet another delivery low and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Andrew Arsenault. 2 down and no men on at the top half of the first. Joey Johnson trying to pitch a 3-up, 3-down, and he will toss in the first strike for Arsenault. Johnson off to a nice start as the 3-1 just barely gets inside. Count now full, and Arsenault, he took the walk over the first base, passed the bat rather in front of the dugout, and he was ready to head over the first, but that is not the case. Here comes your payoff, and that is just a few inches off. Base on balls for Arsenault keeps the top half of the first rolling. Here's your cleanup hitter, Justin Wabel. Courtesy runner coming in here for the Tritons. That will be Luis Albero.
Luis Albero. Next batter for the Tritons, right fielder number 23, Justin Wabel.
So once again, number 16, Luis Albero takes over at first for Arsenault, who just got 4 pitches outside of the strike zone. And Justin Wabel will try to get him around the base pads as we are still scoreless. Johnson settles down, and here's a pitch, and it swung a bit early there by Wabel. 0-1. Right now, both teams trying to settle into the swing of things here. Joey Johnson, you really have to like his approach. He's not getting too complicated with his deliveries, mainly throwing fastballs and a couple of off-speed pitches. There's an off-speed there. It's in the dirt as a curveball, hack and a miss, as Wabel is now 0-2 at the plate. Wabel steps out for just a moment and then gets right back into the right hand of the batter's box. Johnson with the whirl, twirl, and hurl, and it is bolted down the right field line, which keeps Wabel alive at the dish. Top of the first, thank you for tuning in to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Nick Rush giving you the call here from high atop the action at Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. 0-2, that is cranked out to right field. That's heading towards the wall. It drops down. Here comes a runner coming around third, and he will score. It is 1-0 Mariner, as Luis Albero, the courtesy runner for Andrew Arsenault, comes across the score. That's an RBI two-bagger for Justin Wable out to right field. Jorge Sunti will try to keep the party going, as now there is a meeting on the mound between three Raider players: Johnson, Tyler Prell, the catcher, and Carson Palmquist, who is on first base.
Now batting for Mariner, catcher number 12, Jorge Sunti.
Guarding the bag. Here's Sunti stepping in. So Mariner drawing first blood at the top of the first inning, as Wable just absolutely cranked that no-ball, two-strike deal out to right field.
Nice gap to right center.
And he was able to get it right into the gap. Ball one to Sunti. Trying to track it down was Matt Hardy out in right field, and Colby Davis, who is tending the center field position on the defense. Johnson kicks up the leg, fires home, and that plummets into the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Very overcast day here at Riverdale High School. There is no rain in the forecast for the evening, however very breezy, and we did have some precipitation earlier on in the afternoon throughout Fort Myers. This is a skyscraper out the left, and it lands into the glove of the Riverdale left fielder, Matisse Bober. So 3 outs come through, but not before Mariner gets on the board, as the Mariner courtesy runner, Luis Albero, comes through off of an RBI double from Justin Wable. Bottom half of the first coming up, as the Raiders trail 1-0. Home half of the first is on the way from Riverdale High School, as the Riverdale Raiders trail to the Mariner Tritons by a 1-0 score. Riverdale hoping to change that as they prepare to swing the sticks for the first time of the ball game.
Number 1, Daniel Kaler.
So, as we say that, it's time to give you the starting order when it comes to the bats of the Riverdale Raiders. Here's Daniel Kaler taking a pitch low at the knees for ball 1. Kaler is the shortstop in this ball game, number 1. On the back of his jersey, next one just off to the sides, as the count stands at 2 balls and no strikes. Colby Davis is batting second, the center fielder number 17. Batting third, left fielder number 8, Matisse Bober, and the strike 1 comes right down the center of the plate. In the shortstop position, right fielder number 9, Matt Hardy. Batting fifth, first baseman number 10, Carson Palmquist, as the count now advances at 3 balls and 1 strike, as the next one is just a bit high up. So Hardy batting fourth. Carson Palmquist is in the 5th spot, the first baseman number 10, and this is a fly out going straight to the Mariners shortstop. And that is Alex Freeland getting his glove under it, making a nice underhand catch there.
Raiders center fielder number 17, Colby Davis.
So Davis marches up to the plate. Batting 6, Trevor Peckham, the designated hitter number 2. Batting as the number 7 man in the order, it's Connor Sekula, the third baseman number 7, as Davis takes another one at the feet. Well, that is his first pitch, but right now it seems like trying to find the strike zone still is the Mariner pitcher Andrew Arsenault. He follows up with a strike 1. And he is wasting absolutely no time in between his deliveries. There's a strike 2. He is going to town up there on that mound, I tell you. Wearing number 13 and firing the pitches off of the right hand. This is just tap foul down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Colby Davis. Batting 8th, Tyler Prell, the catcher, number 7, and finally, number 9 in the order, it's Brendan McNabb, second baseman, wearing number 3 on his back. The follow-up pitch, that is stormed down the left field line. So Davis starting to battle right now as Arsenault is getting aggressive up on the mound. Mariner defensive alignment coming up here after this next pitch. The leg whip and fire. Up the middle it goes, behind second base. It is kept on the infield, and that's a 4-3 put out as Jimmy Meredith, the second baseman, makes the clean throw over to Kenny Burgos, guarding first base. That's out number 2 at the bottom of the first.
Number 8, Matisse Bober.
So Matisse Bober now hopes to respond. Riverdale trails 0-1 here at the bottom of the first. Opening delivery, the Bober is caught out in right field. Very impressive reel in there by the right fielder Justin Wabel for out number 3 as he was standing at the wall to get that out number 3. So that's a fly out to right field on Matisse Bober. Here's your defensive lineman for Mariner. From left to right in the outfield, it's David Owens, Wade Williamson, and Justin Wabel. On third, Dominic Grimm alongside the shortstop Alex Freeland. Jimmy Meredith on second, and Kenny Burgos is guarding first base. Andrew Arsenault throwing the balls and strikes to the catcher, Jorge Sunti. No designated hitter for Mariner here in tonight's action, but they head into inning number 2, leading 1-0. We will give it to you right after this here on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. Mariner leads 1-0. Wade Williamson steps up to the dish as we are now at the top half of the second at Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida. The Mariner Tritons lead over the Riverdale Raiders by a 1-0 score as Williamson puts a pop fly right in front of the Mariner dugout down the left field side. Multiple Raiders trying to make the catch, but no one will come to it. And that had a disastrous ending there for the Raiders as Joey Johnson tried to make a dive for it, and so did the Riverdale third baseman Connor Sikula, and it appears that they actually collided with each other, and the ball dropped innocently as Williamson remains alive at the plate. The 0-1 pitch from Joey Johnson just gets inside. Quick going to count to start him off. It's the 6, 7, and 8 spots here at the top half of the second for Mariner. After they had a successful top half of the first, drawing first blood of this ball game, which makes it a 1-0 score at this point yet again. Count remains 0-2 as Williamson chips one back towards the press box, foul. We'll tell you how that happened here in just a moment. 0-2. That is also just batted away down the right field line. It will not make its way into fair play. Well, getting a base on balls at the top half of the first was Andrew Arsenault. Luis Albero was his courtesy runner on first. He was able to make his way all around home to score off of one swing of the bat, courtesy of Justin Wabel, who was able to notch an RBI double out to right field in the gap. And that's how Mariner has got on first at the top half of the first. Let's see if they can keep things rolling at the top of inning number 2 as Williamson takes a ball one low and away. Williamson, the righty at the dish, faces another one. Clock down the left field side, and once again, that is not fair.
That'll go all the way down to the fans, and there they are. And the guy just kind of throws it back into the field play. Good job, Pete. Thank you.
Joey Johnson starting to get more frequent and more quick in between his deliveries as a ball 2 is tossed in. Joey Johnson at the top half of the first. He was a bit slow and relaxed in between his deliveries. Now he's starting to speed up as he gets more comfortable and confident up on the bump. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. After this is just a bit too low. Wade Williamson, the leadoff man here at the top of the second, and a lengthy at-bat. He awaits his payoff. Here it comes. Just gets the tip of the bat on it and sends it backwards to the backstop. Count remains full for Williamson. Williamson sporting some long hair in this ball game, as some of it flows through the back of his batting helmet, and he notches the 3-2 out to left field for a base hit. A lot of patience shown there by Williamson at the plate, and it pays off with a leadoff one-bagger. David Owens is your next man up.
Batting next for the Tritons, left fielder number 5, David Owens Jr.
The Mariner Tritons here in this ball game, they are sporting their road black uniforms, white numbers on the front and back, along with white script Mariner across the chest. Gray pants, black socks, and black helmets. So a lot of black and white on those uniforms. They are sporting the stirrups here in this ball game once again with those black socks. Here's a check over the first base. Carson Palmquist for just a quick moment loses control of that ball after the throw on first base, but he's able to quickly track it down. Williamson shows no sign whatsoever when it comes to stealing over the second. They remain close to Palmquist, so smart move on Wade Williamson's behalf over there. Next one on the way, that is foul. It is bunted into the batter's box as it does not get fair. Just tilted a bit off to the right side there, down the first base line it was heading towards. On the other hand, the Raiders, they are sporting their home white uniforms. Garnet red numbers on the back, red script Raiders across the chest, white pants with a red stripe running down the sides. Right now they are sporting the white caps with the red script R on the center, which stands for Riverdale, as a pitch is just too far down. Count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to David Owens. 1 on and no outs here at the top of the second as the Mariner Tritons hold a 1-0 lead over Riverdale. The 1-1 pitch. That is a bunt square down. Prell scoops it up, throws to second. That is spilled out to center field. And that's a costly throwing error there from the Riverdale catcher, Tyler Prell, who made a very nice throw, but it was just a bit off from the target, which was the Raiders' second baseman, Brendan McNabb. So both men are safe. Mariner now has 1 on second and 1 on first. So David Owens gets on with a failed fielder's choice there. And Kenny Burgos now has the opportunity to do some damage with a runner over in scoring position. Over at second, it's Wade Williamson. Here's Joey Johnson bluffing a throw and turning over towards second base just to keep Williamson back in time. Neither runner for Mariner right now on the base pad seems to be threatening. Pitch on the lower outside corner, throw to second from Prell is in time, and there's your first out here at the top half of the second, as Wade Williamson was leaning off second just a bit too far. So that now leaves David Owens over on first, and 1 out. It was very close there, just a matter of inches. There was another one wide there for David Owens at the plate, as his count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Looking for another bunt, and that will be Karam to the backstop. Looks like the home plate umpire.
Burgos is at bat.
Okay, so Burgos is at bat. Correction there. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, updating my scorebook here. I apologize for that.
Owens on first.
David Owens is on first, just clearing that up there. Once again, excuse me. As this is down the third base side, foul territory, it's a bunt. Count now 1 and 2 for Kenny Burgos as I clear things up on the score sheet. So that was just a
Almost thought that hit him in the field of play.
tip down the third base side, and at first it looked like it did get into the field of play, but that's when it spiraled out. And the officials say it's a foul ball. Throw to first is not in time.
Now when he laid the bunt down, I thought it got him, but I guess it just spun backwards. But I thought it actually got him out in the field of play at first. It just really, the ball that spun real funny. I never can get a bunt to go down like that.
So Joey Johnson with the leg kick and fire, hack and a miss, throw to first is in time. A swinging strikeout, and that runner David Owens is caught over on first. That's a unique double play, which wraps up your top of the second as the Raiders trail 1-0 to the Mariner Tritons. Let's see if they could change that after this break. Here comes your bottom half of the second as the Riverdale Raiders trail to the Mariner Tritons by a 1-0 score, and varsity baseball action from Pringle Field at RHS. Ball 1 to start off Matt Hardy, the leadoff man at the home half of inning number 2. Hardy then cocks it out the left center field. That bounces down as it is played off the 1 hop by Wade Williamson. Nice leadoff base knock there for Matt Hardy rather. Here comes Carson Palmquist up next to the plate.
First baseman, number 10.
And Hardy is able to put the first hit of the ball game up for the Raiders. So here's Carson Palmquist, playing the first baseman in today's ball game, is also known for his pitching performance with the Raiders, and he is a talented young player in both of those positions, and he puts a base hit out the right field. Throw the third. Is it in time? No, it is not. Palmquist gets over to second, and the Raiders quickly have 2 men in scoring position. Talk about creativity there for the Raiders, and they put a bit of risk into it as well.
Your next Raider batter, designated hitter, number 2, Trevor Peckham.
And Trevor Peckham steps up, hoping to do some damage. Well, Carson Palmquist put a bouncer through the right side of the infield, trying to make a dive to it off to his left. There was Jimmy Meredith, the Mariners' second baseman. It was too far away from him, so originally he was looking like a base hit there for Palmquist. Fouled off tip here by Peckham. Starts him off 0-1. And then there was that throw out from Justin Wable out in right field by Mariner. Over to third. And the throw was not in time. And there's a strike 2 for Peckham. 0-2 is his count. Matt Hardy once again showing some risk there as he just barely beat out the throw by a couple milliseconds there. Dominic Grimm, the third baseman, could not get the tag down in time. And Palmquist, during that throw, He was sneaky, and he advanced his way over to second. Ball 1 taken at the feet. Trevor Peckham, this is a very special ball game for him, as it is also his 17th birthday. So happy birthday to Trevor Peckham. Let's see what he can do here in this ball game. Here's the 1-2 coming his way. It's his first at-bat of the ball game, and it's through the left side of the infield. 1 run will score, and men around the corner for the Raiders. Trevor Peckham with an RBI single. That makes it 1-1 as Matt Hardy comes home from third. And once again, the Mariner infield was caught sleeping there. Connor Sikula moves up to the plate as Alex Freeland, the shortstop, tried to make a dive off to his right side, and he was way off from it.
Your next Raider batter, third baseman, number 15, Connor Sikula.
So as a result of that base hit, Carson Palmquist gets over to third. 1 on third, 1 on first for the Raiders. Leg kick and fire home is a strike 1 for Sikula. Fans getting into it now as this game is deadlocked at 1 apiece. Throw to first, not in time. Peckham is able to make a dive back to beat out the throw. Tyler Prell standing in the on-deck circle for Riverdale down the first base side. Meanwhile, the 0-1 for Sikula is delayed, and a throw over the first once again does not beat out Peckham. But it was controversial. Many of the infielders thought it was in time, and some of the Mariner fans, along with some of the dugout attendants, were complaining, and now they are beginning to boo. A lot of noise being made right now. Either way, fans are not too happy of that call on the Mariner side. There's some singing going on out there. It sounds like the war chant, which is most commonly sung, it seems like at least, at Florida State University. Pitch down in the dirt for Connor Sikula. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. And why they're singing the war chant, well, I'm not so sure. Either way, these players on the Raider dugout, they're having a great time cheering on their team. Carson Palmquist threatening to break this 1-1 tie as he is 90 feet away from home plate. Throw over the first. Once again, Peckham beats it out, and the 1-1 to Sikula, hack and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes is his situation. 2 on, no outs for the Raiders. Here at the bottom of the second inning, just moments ago, Trevor Peckham was able to tie up the game with an RBI base hit out the left field. Another swing and a miss, and down goes Connor Sikula with a forwards K in the scorebooks. 1 down. Well, Peckham, with his RBI base hit, he was able to drive home Matt Hardy, who was on third base at the time. And Tyler Prell, the 8th man in the order, now steps up at the plate. Prell calls time just before the pitch came through off the hand of Andrew Arsenault. Andrew Arsenault, keep in mind, is a right-handed hurler. Nice night for baseball, 76 degrees. Wind blowing from right to left at 10 miles per hour. Humidity is at 78% this evening. No chance of precipitation on the dial as this is out to center field deep to the warning track. It is caught, tag made by Palmquist from third, and he comes home to score. Raiders lead 2-1 off of the sacrifice fly from Tyler Prell, and scoring once again is Carson Palmquist.
Batting next for Riverdale, second baseman.
So as a result, here comes Brendan McNabb. So Raiders now take the lead. And you could tell they are very comfortable now, especially when you compare it to the beginning of this ball game. They were very shaky on the defensive alignment. Joey Johnson, the Riverdale starting pitcher, was still trying to get into the swing of things. Right now, this is looking like a whole different team. Bunt down the left field line will be scooped up by the Mariner third baseman Dominic Grimm. Delivery across the diamond to first is in time. That's a 5-3 to put down on Brendan McNabb. But the Raiders do bring a pair of runs across. Heading to your third inning of play, it's Raiders 2, the Tritons 1. The ninth man due up in the Mariner order, Dominic Grimm, steps up as we are at the top of the third. Riverdale leads over Mariner by a 2-1 score. Joey Johnson up on the bump for his third inning of work, whips the opening delivery of the inning home. Just a bit high and dry, ball one to Grimm. The 1-0, just inside. So count at one apiece right now for Dominic Grimm after just moments ago. Riverdale was starting to get into the swing of things, literally at the bottom half of the second, bringing home a pair of runs to collect their first lead of the ball game. Off-speed pitch on the inside corner, 1-2 to Dominic Grimm. Trevor Peckham got an RBI single to score home Matt Hardy from third. And then the sacrifice fly out the center from Tyler Prell was able to bring home Carson Palmquist to break the 1-1 tie. So Raiders are now up 2-1 yet again. Dominic Grimm watches one get below the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the following wind-up is an infield base hit off to the right side. Scooping it up was Brendan McNabb at second, but there was no man over at first for Riverdale. Carson Palmquist was not guarding the bag, and there's a little bit of a switch up there, so Riverdale pays the price. So Dominic Grimm gets the base knock, and Jimmy Meredith steps up as we head to the top of the order yet again. Meredith 0 for 1 on the day, after an F3 in the scorebooks, a fly out to first base at the top half of the first. Here's a bunt, and that heads back to the press box window. Foul ball makes a strike one there for Meredith. We are just a few feet above home plate here at Pringle Field, so I will tell you, this safety net that is in front of us, it saves lives, literally. Additionally, you have all of the fans here at the complex, or at least most of them, are protected by the safety netting as they are sitting behind it. Jimmy Meredith watches a curveball sink down. Ball one. Fans sitting next to the dugouts are protected by the screen. Bunt. Gets down the middle here. Prell, the catcher, zips at the first in time for the out. Extending over to bag number 2 was Dominic Grimm, but the throw from Prell is a 2-3 and out number 1 as Meredith is put down. Alex Freeland is now summoned.
Now batting, shortstop, number 10, Alex Freeland.
The fans that are not covered by the safety netting are those fans sitting over the center field wall in what we call the cheap seats here at Pringle Field. And additionally, you have some fans sitting out in left field. Here's a pitch over the head of Prell. He's able to get out of his crouch to put in the back of his glove. Ball 1 to Freeland. There's an opening out in left field and foul territory. So a little bit of an opening in the wall where fans can actually set up some chairs of their own and watch the game from out there. An interesting perspective to the game. Here's a Skyliner out to left field, and that's a fly out number 2 as Alex Freeland can't get anything going that time around. Andrew Arsenault now tries to keep the top of the third alive for Mariner. Raiders lead 2-1 at the top half of inning number 3. Thank you for tuning into the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play. Very interesting color to the sky right now. A little bit of blue, orange, purple. Nice sight here tonight. The outdoor conditions are great. It is the spring season, so weather is warm and pleasant for the most part. Strike 1 coming through to Freeland as this count is drawn up at 1 apiece.
Arsenault.
It is Arsenault at the play. Excuse me. Yes, man, I'm getting it mixed around here. Freeland just flew out moments ago. Here's Arsenault at the play once again. Correction. And a strike. Arsenault, the 4th man up at the plate here at the top of the 3rd. This pitch spikes to the backstop. Getting over the 3rd is Dominic Grimm. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Arsenault. Joey Johnson with the delivery. That is clocked out to left field. Racing, and that is foul. Oh, good news there out in left field for Matisse Bober as he was just gunning that ball down, but he couldn't make the catch. It was too far away, but that does not get in to fair play.
You're having too much fun.
So you have a man on 3rd for Mariner, 2 outs as this is painted out to center field, and we have a tied-up ball game. Dominic Grimm comes home to cash in run number 2 on the night for Mariner. It's 2-2 as Andrew Arsenault gets the base hit out to left field in the form of a grounder.
Courtesy runner now at first base, number 16, Luis Albero. Now batting for Mariner, right fielder number 23, Justin.
So Luis Albero is the pinch runner over on first base for Mariner. Back in the 1st inning, he saw action taking over at first base for Arsenault, and he was eventually able to come home to score as a result of a Justin Wabel RBI double. Arsenault off to a nice start to this ball game. Had a base on balls walk at the top of the 1st, and right here he bats in a run with a base hit out to center. Ball 1 to Wabel. ball 2. And right now it's all just a matter of strategy here for Joey Johnson, trying to work out the communication with his catcher Tyler Prell. The good news for Johnson up on the mound is that he no longer has to worry about that runner over on third, but he does need to get that one last out to retire the sides and what has been a rather lengthy top half of the third. The 2-0 deal is chipped backwards foul for strike 1 on Justin Wabel. Wabel, he had an RBI double back in the first inning. Overall, looking at this Mariner baseball team, they really know how to strike in the batter's box. They show a lot of discipline and a lot of patience. So they'll definitely do whatever they can to get their way. The pitch coming. That bounces down on home plate. 3 balls and 1 strike to Wabel. Last time these two teams met, it was almost a year ago, April 12th, 2016, as a part of the annual Battle of the Border tournament at Terry Park in downtown Fort Myers. The 3-1 inside. And once again, Wabel got a bit too impatient there. He threw the bat in front of the Mariner dugout and was ready to take a walk to first. No can do, and my pen just flew out of my hands up here in the press box. I tell you, it's a rough start to the game up here in the press box. We're trying to get everything situated. Okay, so Justin Wabel with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Johnson takes a timeout on the mound. Mariner won that game at Terry Park last season 6-3. 5 of Mariners' runs scored in that ball game came through at the home half of the 6th inning to help them clinch the victory. And here's a ball 4, getting in between the legs of the catcher Tyler Prell to the backstop, and Mariner now has 2 men on, 2 outs at the top of the third, and a tied up 2-2 game.
Yeah, batting for Mariner, catcher number 12, Jorge Sunji.
Well, yes, I was trying to get things situated up here in the press box, just organizing some of the game prep I have up here, and then my pen just flies right out of my hand. And it just flew across the press box table. Look out. Everyone is safe up here. Thank goodness. So here's Jorge Sunti at the dish. First pitch, levels it out to center field, and that's a fly out, as getting underneath it is Colby Davis for that third out that Riverdale has been looking for. Mariner notches an additional run across the scoreboard, which ties up this game at 2 apiece. More to come here in just moments. Top of the order we go at the home half of the third inning as the Raiders and Tritons are deadlocked 2-2 in this varsity baseball action. Strike 1 to Daniel Kaler in his second at bat of the ball game. 0 for 1 on today with a fly out to the shortstop back in inning number 1. Takes one on the outside corner for ball 1. The 1-1 paints it up in the air. This is on the infield to the right side, and it is caught on second base by Jimmy Meredith for your first out of the bottom of the third.
Trainer batter, center fielder number 17, Colby Davis.
And it's Colby Davis on the way up. Davis scrapes it down left field. Foul ball.
Foul ball. That is a foul ball.
Let's talk about the previous games that these two teams have found themselves in prior to this one. The 0-1 coming just misses high up from Andrew Arsenault. 1-1 to Davis. Riverdale last night, they beat the South Fort Myers Wolfpack on the road 12-4. 1-1 turns into a 1-2 count. 12-4, that's impressive. Riverdale went scoreless at the top of the first, and the 1-2 fouled off down left yet again. So although Riverdale went scoreless at the top of the first, they bounced back by bringing runners home for the remaining 6 innings of that ball game, which included 4 runs in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and 1 in the seventh. That's a mouthful there with the score sheet. Riverdale has proven all season long that if they can draw first blood earlier in the contest, they know how to build on it and make the score out of control. And last night was no different at South Fort Myers High School, as here's a crazy pitch banging off of the backstop. That was through the legs of the Mariner catcher, Jorge Sunti.
I don't know what he was trying to prove. He just threw it like he was mad.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Davis, and the deuce outside. Count now full. Right now throwing very aggressively is Arsenault on the mound. In his 3rd inning of work, here's your payoff to Davis, and it's down and away. Davis gets on board for the first time of the action. And as a result, Matisse Bober steps in.
Matisse Bober!
You know what's interesting is Bober was just getting announced. You had the Riverdale dugouts saying his name, along with the public address announcer, Mr. Revels.
Booyah!
It's great. Players love it. The fans love it. Great baseball atmosphere here at Riverdale High School. Mariner in their previous game, they played this past Wednesday, March 29th, when they traveled to Estero High School and fell short to the Wildcats by a 3-9 result. Strike taken on the inside corner there for Bober. So Riverdale coming off of a win, Mariner coming off of a defeat. And both teams hope to come out of Riverdale High School with some momentum on their side tonight. Throw over the first, not in time, as sliding back was Colby Davis. Oh, 1 to Bober. Just a bit outside. And Riverdale, we were talking about just moments ago, how they can score first in the game and they can really make things lopsided. In this game, Mariner actually scored first, right at the top half of inning number 1. But Riverdale was able to fight back, and now it's a 2-2 ball game here at the home half of the 3rd. As that was a strike 2 there. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out for the Raiders. Next pitch will be delayed with another check over the first.
No, not today.
And here in the Riverdale press box, I remember even from seasons ago we talked about this. It should be a rule where if you throw over the first base, that would be a ball 1 to add to the count. Swing and a miss on Bober puts them down with a forwards K in the scorebooks. Out number 2 comes through as Matt Hardy is the next man up on the order.
Number 9, Matt Hardy!
The reason that we came up with that proposal here in the Raider press box was because Sometimes the games would get really slowed down due to the checks over on first base, and that's exactly what's happening right now in this case. Arsenault is repeatedly throwing over the first base right now.
That guy right there ain't going to hurt you. This guy right here will hurt you.
Seems to be a bit afraid of Colby Davis there on first, who's not even taking that large of a lead off. Another one to first, and that goes crazy down the right field line. Davis chugs around second, and he will stop there. So Davis gets into scoring territory, and you could say that Arsenault paid the price there for maybe checking back too many times.
Now that kid can hurt him. See? 2 outs he's hit. 2 outs he's running on contact, so.
So Hardy dealing with 2 outs right now, and a 2-2 tied up ball game. Oh, and it's out to center field. This should break the tie. Throw from center field, not in time. It's 3-2 Raiders. Colby Davis makes his way home from second base. And that's a nice RBI double coming off the bat of Matt Hardy. So Raiders able to claim their second lead of the ball game there to make it 3-2.
Now batting for Riverdale, first baseman, number 10, Carson Palmquist.
It was just a slow grounder right down the middle of the infield over second base, and nobody could get their glove on it. Seems like this game has seen many plays like that tonight as Palmquist starts off 1-0.
Hardy's 2 for 2, man. Single and scored, and a boy.
The 1-0. That's chalked. Behind him, foul. 1-1. So that's exactly what Riverdale wanted to do. That was the perfect scenario for Matt Hardy, as he is now 2 for 2 on today. Base hit back in the second, and an RBI 2-bagger just there moments ago to make it a 3-2 Raiders score over Mariner. Andrew Arsenault dealing under pressure with Hardy on second. This plummets into the ground. Ball 2 to Palmquist. And Palmquist also was able to bring in a 1-bagger in the previous inning, home half of the second. So if he could get something going, get some good contact, and that could be trouble with Hardy over on second, a quick base runner. Ball 3 to Palmquist there. 3-1 count to Palmquist, and it seems like right now Arsenault is mainly trying to deal low. Tried to entice Palmquist on the right side to the infield. Second baseman gets to it. And that second baseman is Jimmy Meredith with a clean throw over to Kenny Burgos. But the Raiders do get their lead back. It is 3-2 after Matt Hardy gets an RBI double to send home Colby Davis from second. So as a result, we head to the fourth inning. 3-2. Raiders is your score. Wade Williamson steps into the left hand of the batter's box. Inning number 4 is upon us here at Riverdale High School as the Riverdale Raiders lead over the Mariner Tritons by a 3-2 score. Here's a ball 1 to start Williamson off. And his second at-bat of the ball game found a base hit at the second inning, but was eventually caught on the base pads and was tagged out. There's a ball 2 coming through, followed up by a strike as this is bolted back towards the press box. 2-1, or 1-2. I got it backwards.
I'm trying to help you, buddy. You are killing me. Killing me.
Another one back here. Foul. Well, hey, the good news is, we've been talking about it all regular season long. But we're finally about to get that new scoreboard.
One of these days.
One of these days. We don't know when, but eventually we will get a new working scoreboard. More on that in just a moment. Here's a ball. New pitcher on the mound for the Raiders is Kyle Adorno. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count
Getting that scoreboard
for Wade Williamson. Count remains 2-2 after another one is
I'm not used to seeing that side on
shafted to the backstop.
That's messing them up pretty bad.
Well, yes, in case if maybe you're not a regular listener, or maybe you just need a reminder, of course, we love talking about it. Here's another one up and away. Count full.
Or count full.
Well, last season, our scoreboard down in left field was struck by lightning, rendering it useless and broken, as the payoff is just off to the sides. That's a base on balls to Wade Williamson, and David Owens digs in. Well, yes, that is a very old scoreboard from the 90s, and there are no parts for sale to get it back to function properly. So this season, Raider Baseball, they were really focused on getting that brand new scoreboard. It has been ordered last week. Last Monday, to be exact, is when it was ordered, or this past Monday, exactly. Pitch reaches the outside corner here for Owens, 1-0. So, Riverdale was able to get the scoreboard, make a purchase for it. However, it is not installed yet here at Pringle Field. So once again, no working scoreboard at Pringle Field. That's what we've been working with throughout this regular season, as this is bunted foul down right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Owens. So up here in the press box, we have been keeping score of all of the stats, all of the counts. And that's something that we've never really had to do before. So especially at the beginning of the season, we had some difficulty really keeping up with everything. A few extra press box duties, to be exact. And I tell you, sometimes mistakes happen. Some of them have happened tonight. Here's a bunt straight to Adorno, who fires it over the first for the out. That's your first one here at the top half of the fourth, with a 1-3 to put down on David Owens.
Now batting for the Tritons, first baseman number 19, Kenny Burgos.
And it's Kenny Burgos, the 8th man up in the order, stepping to the dish. Extending over the second was Wade Williamson there on that bunt from Owens. Kyle Adorno, once again in his first inning of work, he is throwing off of the sidearm on his right hand. Here's one to the opposite end. That's a ball. So let me tell you something. It'll make the job much easier when it comes in, but for now, we'll keep you updated here with the stats in the press box. And, we've improved throughout the season. That's something we could be proud of. Here's the next one on the way from Adorno. Swing and a miss. A little bit of a delayed reaction there by Burgos. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Everything we do is because of you. Oh, thank God I don't sing for a living. Anyway.
Adorno with a runner over on second. Swing and a miss to make the count 1-2, and right now he is throwing a wicked curveball on the mound. Kyle Adorno just whips it into the inside corner. Burgos hacks and misses. So here's the 1-2 on the way. Oh, just inside.
Bang, bang. 2.
Talk about a nice start there for Adorno. Moments ago had a base on balls to Williamson, but he strikes out Burgos looking. He was absolutely frozen. And here's Dominic Grimm.
So first strikeout, second strikeout of the night.
Oh yes, this is the second strikeout on Mariner tonight.
Burgos.
And it was Burgos, yes.
So Burgos is over 2.
That was back in the second inning.
A swinging K and a looking K.
Yep, 0 for 2 on the night, striking out twice. One swinging and one looking. First one is a strike to Dominic Grimm.
I think Kyle's finding his rhythm.
Kyle getting very comfortable up there on the mound, and it seems like with every pitch that he releases, the fans are loving it. He knows how to find that strike zone. Whoa! Inches inside for strike 2. Take a look at Adorno right now. It took him a few pitches to really get comfortable, but right now he is on fire in his first inning of work. Raiders lead 3-2 against the Mariner Tritons. Oh, this is off to the right side of the catcher, Tyler Prell, who really had to stretch out there to keep it from being a pass ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Dominic Grimm. Kyle Adorno is a senior on this team. And he's one of the few pitchers on this Riverdale team that prefers the sidearm style. But hey, it certainly works for him, that's for sure. And this is on the outside edge. Deuces on the count. 2-2. Along with 2 outs. Raiders up by 1. They have a man over on second, the Tritons. And the count is now full, as this just came a few inches away from Dominic Grimm at the plate, just barely dodging connection with the ball.
Jump that way ahead now. Let's go.
So Kyle Adorno trying to finish off this top of the 4th, and he does so. Dominic Grimm swings and he whiffs. Back-to-back punch-outs keeps the Raider lead intact with Kyle Adorno, who is on an electric start to this game in his first inning of work on the mound. It's 3-2 Raiders. Bottom of the 4th will be up next. Here at the home half of the 4th, the Riverdale Raiders lead over the Mariner Tritons 3-2 in varsity baseball from Pringle Field at RHS. Trevor Peckham is your leadoff batter, who bolts it down the first base side. That's a foul ball. Right now a brief meeting on the mound here, and let's see what this is about. A happy birthday chant is... Wow, that's something. A lot going on here. There's a meeting on the mound as Tom Woodley comes out, the Mariner manager. It looks like a pitching change is coming up here. Meanwhile, during the break, or no, there's just a break in the action.
Come out and check on his catcher.
A little bit of a correction. Yes, he was just out to really check up on the infield and make sure everything is rolling. What was interesting is that just moments ago during that break, you had fans singing happy birthday to Trevor Peckham. And you know, I wonder how he feels about that. He has the whole crowd singing. There's a ball 2 to Peckham. Count now, or excuse me, 1-1.
He's correct.
Yep. Trevor Peckham once again celebrating his 17th birthday, and he is tagged out with a bouncer down the first base side. Mariner first baseman Kenny Burgos puts in the glove and tags out Peckham. And he's had a good night thus far.
Your next Raider batter, third baseman, number 15.
Here's Connor Sekula. Well, Trevor Peckham, and his other at-bat here in this game, it was at the home half of the second, and he was able to get an RBI base hit to put the Raiders on the board. Initially, that tied up the game at 1 apiece. Ball 1 to Sekula. That just got down at his knees. This deflected off the right shin of Sekula. He's saying that's a foul ball, and so we'll see.
He's out.
So it wasn't play there, so he is out. Yeah, it deflected off of him, and he was tagged out there by the Mariner catcher, Jorge Suti. So things are settled out after a bit of confusion, and Tyler Prell is sent out from the on-deck circle. So a quick 2 outs are delivered here by Mariner at the home half of the fourth, and Tyler Prell skips his way over the first base after an error on the third baseman, Dominic Grimm. He got right in front of it. It gets right off the tip of his glove and out to left field. That ball will skip. So Prell gets on to first with an error on the third baseman. And E5 for those scoring at home. So Brendan McNabb steps up, 2 outs, 1 on. Home half of the fourth, Raiders up by a single run. Ball 1 bounces off of home plate, as the pitches are still being delivered here by Andrew Arsenault, the Mariners' starting pitcher here in this ball game. So far, he's done a great job. He's found a rhythm all throughout the course of regulation here in this action. Arsenault fires over the first. That throw will not beat out the runner, Tyler Prell. McNabb gets one low, throw to second. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Prell is caught stealing over at second base. And that retires your side. So we head into your 5th inning of play. The Raider 3-2 lead is still intact from Pringle Field at RHS. Jerry Meredith, or Jimmy Meredith, not Jerry, takes a ball 1 as we enter your 5th inning of play. It's 3-2, Riverdale over Mariner. Kyle Adorno up on the bump, releases a ball 2 to Jimmy Meredith to start things off. Mariner with the 1, 2, and 3 spots due up here at the top half of inning number 5. Strike 1 to Meredith. Right now, still quite a bit of action going on all around Riverdale High School. As we mentioned towards the beginning of this broadcast, a lot's going on. This is pop-up out the center field. That's a can of corn for out number 1. Colby Davis just closed right up on it. Had to take a few steps forward to clutch control.
Batting next for the Tritons, shortstop number 10, Alex Freeland.
Alex Freeland is now called up. There is some warm-up action going on down the right field line in the Raider bullpen as a ball 1 is high and dry. Well, anyways, as we mentioned At the beginning of the broadcast, we have a track and field meet at the Carl Engel Field facility here at RHS. Here's a ball 2 to Freeland. And additionally, we have Riverdale softball taking on Mariner.
And they're leading 3-1.
And let's see, it's Riverdale 3-1?
Riverdale 3-1 over Mariner right now in softball.
Riverdale 3, Mariner 1 right now over there on the softball complex. We can see their scoreboard all the way from the press box window here at the baseball field.
There we go.
How cool is that? There is a strike to add to the count. 3-1.
3-1. Sorry, my bad.
To Alex Freeland.
Oh.
This is painted on the left side of the infield, and it's bobbled up by Daniel Kaler. Boy, that ball absolutely ate him up. It's an E6 on Kaler as Alex Freeland takes a ride over the first. And here's Andrew Arsenal
Pitcher number 13.
getting into the clay. That track and field meet is still going on, as we can see over the center field wall here at Pringle Field. It has been going on since 3 o'clock p.m. There's a strike to start off Arsenal in his third at-bat of the ball game. It is 8:30 p.m. right now. It's been 5 hours and a half since that track and field meet has gotten
I
underway.
think they're just starting the finals too, so it's going to be, there'll probably be at least another hour and a half.
Here's a pitch outside and a throw to first. That's a questionable call. Fans don't like it, but oh my goodness, that was close. Fans are distraught at that, as the throw to first appeared to be in time to beat out the base runner, Alex Freeland. The umpire stationed just in front of second base, he said otherwise. And this is on the infield, a skyscraper. Kaler's trying to get to it, backs up 2 steps, makes the catch for the out. That's the second one here at the top of the 5th. Mariner trails to Riverdale 2-3.
Your next Mariner batter, right fielder number 23, Justin Wable.
Justin Wable keeps the top of the 5th rolling.
1 for 1 with a double and a base on ball.
He has an RBI double and a base on balls here tonight. RBI double came in the first, and he took the free wide over the first with a walk in the third.
The umpire must not be watching the same game I am. He's not a pro. That was a good pick.
This is a bouncer. Throw to second is in time. Brendan McNabb gave the underhand throw to Daniel Kaler. There's the force out to retire your top half of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th is on the way. It's Raiders 3, Mariner 2 from Riverdale High School. Brendan McNabb is in the right hand of the batter's box as the bottom of the 5th has approached us. Riverdale leads over Mariner 3-2 with a pitch that plummets to the backstop to start things off. Well, moments ago we were talking about the track and field meet going on here at Riverdale High School, just over the center field wall at the Carl Engel Field complex. We can hear the public address announcer all the way back here in the Raider baseball press box at Pringle Field. There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Brendan McNabb. The follow-up is a ball 2. Well, from what we heard, it was a 3-team contest, an invitational between the Dunbar Tigers, Riverdale Raiders, and the Gulf Coast Sharks in that track and field meet. There's strike 2. Swing and a miss goes Brendan McNabb. Dunbar came in 3rd place, Riverdale in 2nd, and Gulf Coast in 1st as that track meet has come to a close, and this is a screamer down the right field line, and it was fouled off the fat end of the bat by McNabb, and it almost caught the left leg of Coach Budmeyer, the first base coach of Riverdale. He had to really leap out of the way, and Brendan McNabb waves and misses for out number 1.
Next batter for your Raiders, shortstop, he's number 1, Daniel Kaler!
Daniel Kaler now gets up. It's his third at-bat of the game. Strike 1. As we can see right now, it looks like the Riverdale softball game against Mariner is still going on. Still a 3-1 Riverdale lead over there in that sport. Kaler watches this drop to the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's one to the opposite end. Ball 2. What a long night on the mound it's been for Andrew Arsenault. This is a lucky move by Kaler. Count now 2-2 as he launches it to the backstop. We're trying to keep track of the stats up here in the press box.
How many balls, how many strikes? Doesn't matter.
It could be fun sometimes, I'll tell you. There's another pitch chopped off down first. Still 2-2 as we keep track. Another 2-2 just gets batted away to the right of us. We have a little bit of history to tell you about these two teams, Riverdale and Mariner. Did a lot of research behind this. Well, these teams, they tend to play each other at least once per season, due to both of the schools being in a close proximity to each other. Here in the Southwest Florida area, to be exact, Mariner High School is only 21 miles away from RHS. Yet another foul ball comes through there for Kaler down right field. He is really fighting things off. Riverdale has faced off against Mariner so many times in the past, but they have only managed to defeat the Tritons once in program history. This is on the infield to the left side. From the shortstop to the first baseman, down goes Kaler for out number 2 at the bottom of the 5th. Down goes Kaler. Sounds like down goes Frazier. A little bit of a boxing reference there on the broadcast.
Your next Raider batter.
Oh boy.
Number 17, Colby Davis.
And it's Colby Davis, as you can hear. Pitch number 1 to him. Just too high up, ball 1. Well, anyways, at one time in history where Riverdale has defeated the Tritons, that was the evening of March 5th, 2015. Curveball misses.
Swing and miss.
Yes, it's a swing and a miss there for Davis, and the ball 2 to move through. Well, it was March 5th, 2015. Riverdale defeated the Tritons 7-2 here at Pringle Field. That was also the previous time that Mariner baseball played a visiting game here at Riverdale. Mariner is dominating their all-time record against Riverdale 28 games to 1. Count now 3-1 to Colby Davis. These two have been clashing against each other since Mariner's club began operating in 1988. That's also the year the school is opened, as this is just battered down the left field line foul. Count now full. And that was roughly 29 years ago when Mariner first opened up and the team started playing ball. Riverdale has been playing baseball years back, prior to 1973, when the school first opened up. There's a ball forward to Colby Davis as he takes a free ride to first. That sends up Matisse Bober to the plate. Raiders lead 3-2 at the home half of the 5th inning. from Pringle Field at Riverdale High School.
Your next rated batter, the left fielder, number 8, Matisse Bober.
28 games to 1. That is insane. Here's a chipper that goes straight to the Riverdale dugout. Down the right side, foul. So these two teams, no doubt about it, they have a lot of history with each other. Leg kick and fire just a bit outside. 1-1 to Matisse Bober. He's your fourth man at the plate here at the bottom of the 5th. McNabb struck out swinging. Daniel Kaler had to ground out to the shortstop. And Colby Davis most recently got the base on balls, and this is a base hit out to right field. Matisse Bober produces, and there's his first hit of the game. Throw to third, not in time. As Colby Davis gets an extra base there, Raiders now have men around the corners with 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th. Matt Hardy in a high-pressure situation. So Matt Hardy takes a few moments to himself outside the left hand of the batter's box, as right now it appears that the Mariner pitcher Andrew Arsenault and Jorge Sunti, they're trying to communicate with each other and get things straight with the signals. Sunti did not come up to the mound, however he stayed at his place at home and they signaled to each other. Hardy gets announced, steps up, first pitch coming his way, and he's a bit late with the swing. Strike.
Come on, kid, out on the ball. Don't need a hero, we need a base hit. Base hit scores 1. Opens that lead up a little bit. Come on, base hit scores a run, buddy.
Hardy looking for a second RBI of the ball game after he was able to earn one at the bottom of the 3rd. An RBI double, which scored Colby Davis from second base. Colby Davis is over at 3rd. How about that?
Come on,
swing and a miss. Hardy saw it go in the dirt, but had an impulse to take a hack at it.
Come on, Matt.
No balls and 2 strikes of Matt Hardy.
Damn. Kid, don't waste 2 runners. Let's go.
1 on 3rd, 1 on 1st. The 0-2 check swing, and it just barely misses the zone. Hardy did not go around, but he was close to doing so. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Or 2 strikes and 1 ball.
Another one coming up the middle, and it's a throw to second. Oh my goodness, what a crazy play by the Mariner infield. Right when it looked like it was chopping throughout the center field. Jimmy Meredith used a little bit of extra power to get to it. Underhands it to Alex Freeland, the shortstop who covers the bag to get the force out, and the end of the home half of the 5th. Here comes your 6th as the Raiders still lead by a single run. Jorge Sunti is assigned the bat at the plate. Top of the 6th coming your way from Pringle Field at RHS. The Riverdale Raiders lead over the Mariner Tritons 3-2. And this action of high school varsity baseball. There's a strike 1 looking on Sunti. Kyle Adorno still up on the mound, rips one home, and it's wide. So there's ball 1 to Jorge Sunti. 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to left field in the 1st and a fly out to center in the 3rd. So he knows how to get under it, but he's having a bit of trouble landing it on the ground, and he goes 0 for 3 As here's a chipper back up to Adorno, the pitcher. There's the underhand toss over the first for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. And it's Wade Williamson next on the order.
Center fielder number 7, Wade Williamson.
Well, I will tell you something. It is hard to believe that
Tell me something.
this season of high school baseball, we are in the home stretch. Ball 1 to Williamson.
Yes, we are.
Tomorrow we will be entering April 1st, the final month of regular season action for local teams here. Final game of the regular season for the Raiders is on April 28th. That's a road game against Ida Baker. So it's just crazy to think that this season began in February. We're already 2 months in, although it certainly doesn't feel like it in my opinion. Time flies when you're having fun. When they say that, it's not a lie. It's a 4-pitch walk being put down on Wade Williamson. Free ride to first for Wade. That's his second walk of the game. Up comes David Owens.
Your next Triton batter, left fielder number 5, David Owens.
Riverdale, after this game, they will only have 3 more home games. That just shows you how close we are towards the end of the regular season. Their next game will be at home on Tuesday, April 4th, so it's this upcoming week. Adorno tosses in a fastball, strike 1 to David Owens. Well, that game on Tuesday, April 4th here at Pringle Field will be versus the East Lee County Jaguars at 7 p.m. That's a Class 7A District 12 matchup.
Connor's in the bullpen.
Down the right side of the field this goes. It's foul.
Connor's in the bullpen.
Is it Connor Sekula?
No.
Or Michael Connor?
Michael Connor.
It's Michael Connor over there in the Raider bullpen down the right field line.
Yes.
We knew it was a Connor, one of them, but we found out. We got to the bottom of it.
There you go. We investigated.
It's all about the investigation.
We instigated.
This is too high up. Throw from Prell over to second base. It was Kaler guarding the bag, and Kaler had to get off the base to keep that from heading out to center. Now, Prell, he has a cannon for an arm, no doubt about that. However, he has seen multiple occasions where his throw has just been a bit off when he's trying to pelt it over the second. Nonetheless, very talented catcher. It's his 3rd year on the varsity team, and he's a junior. And this gets on the outside corner. So that should be an exciting game for Riverdale on Tuesday versus East Lee. Once again, Class 7A District 12 rivalry matchup. East Lee, they have a current record of 2 wins and 9 losses. And tonight they are currently playing on the road at the Southwest Florida Christian Kings. With that game starting at 7, just like ours here at Riverdale. This is through the left side. To the outfield it goes. It's a base hit for David Owens, and now Mariner has a tying runner over on third.
Well, we'll see. Is Adorno going to be able to get out of this? Or are we going to...
And there's 1 out, so Adorno's in a little bit of a crisis up there on the mound.
19 is going to... Nope. Who we got? Somebody... I think we got a pinch hitter. 16, Luis Albero.
Luis Albero comes up as a pinch hitter, and his first at-bat of this ball game. He has seen action previously, 2 times to be exact in this game, where he has taken over as a pinch runner. But out came Tom Woodley, the head coach of Mariner, and he'll be trying out Albero at the dish.
Luis Albero.
Albero is a righty. And Albero, talk about the situation he's in. He's coming right off the bench. This is the first time he's batted here in this evening's action.
Ice flipping cold.
And he has the opportunity to send this runner from third home, which is Wade Williamson once again. David Owens is the first, or the runner on first base, to be exact, for the Tritons. And now there's a meeting on the mound for the Raiders.
This coming Tuesday night, April 4th. It's a game against the East Lee County.
So Riverdale, they have really been on a grind in the middle of the season. They are coming off of a 4-game road trip coming into this homestand. It all started on the 21st, where they beat out LaBelle 6-3. On March 23rd, they were defeated to Palmetto Ridge 0-1 in 8 innings. So that game went into an extra inning due to a scoreless tie. Oh boy. Prell retrieved that pitch. It was a ball down in the dirt and threw it over to the shortstop, Kaler. At first I thought it was a wild throw.
Faked the throw down.
Yeah, he faked the throw down there. So he sent it over to the shortstop position instead of second. Another pitch from Adorno is a strike 1. On the 28th, Riverdale beat Lehigh 18-3 with this pitch fouled to the backstop. And let's see what the count is here.
I'm waiting to see the umpire.
Yeah, here at the press box, we're
I want to say 1 and 2.
waiting for the umpire. We believe it's 1 and 2, but right now we're trying to verify. Oh, that's a beauty. Curveball from Adorno. It was a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Kenny Burgos.
Your next right batter, third baseman, number 3, Dominic Grimm.
So that was Kenny Burgos, the batter there for Mariner.
No, that was Luis Albero.
Oh, I'm getting it all mixed up. It's Albero, correction. Yeah, he was in there as the pinch hitter.
And he pinched himself right back over the bench.
Yeah, so he struck out there as a pinch hitter in his first at-bat of the game.
Oh, a nasty curveball. Oh, my God. That was nasty. He never had a chance at that.
So yes, to clear that up, it was Albero once again pinch hitting for Kenny Burgos. And Dominic Grimm is called up next. The 1-0 now develops into a 2-0 count, as right now Adorno is throwing high up. Doing well with his curveballs, but sometimes it seems like they don't snap. And this happens with many pitchers as well. It's all about the flick of the wrist. And sometimes that can send the direction of the pitches high up or down low or in all kinds of wacky directions. Here's strike 1 to Grimm. Well, on the 28th, as we were talking about moments ago, Riverdale beat Lehigh 18-3 in a 6-inning mercy rule. And there's a ball. That's ball 4. And now the bags are juiced for Mariner. Well, this is the first time that's happened here in this game. And out comes Riverdale head coach Bob Pringle for a meeting on the mound. This may be the end of the night for Adorno. On the 30th, Riverdale beat South Fort Myers 12-4, which was last night. So overall, that was a 4-game road trip. Riverdale went 3-1, and now we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Raiders.
Number 4, Michael Connor.
And Michael Connor is the new pitcher up on the mound for the Raiders. And we will tell you more about him. We'll see how he does right after this. Raiders are still up 3-2. 2 outs here at the top of the 6th. And 3 men on for the Tritons of Mariner High School. We return to the top half of the 6th. Mariner has the bases loaded, and they also have 2 outs. Number 4, Michael Connor, is your new pitcher on the bump for the Riverdale Raiders, taking over for Kyle Adorno. Connor is the 3rd pitcher of the ballgame for the Raiders, as Jimmy Meredith now steps up under pressure, do-or-die situation, as the Raiders lead over the Tritons by a 3-2 score. The softball game here at RHS between Riverdale and Mariner has wrapped up. Riverdale beat out Mariner in regulation by a 3-1 final score, as the first deal from Connor in the ball game is a ball just inches away from the zone, just a bit shy there. Meredith representing the top of the order, fly ball out to left field. Matisse Bulber tracking it down to his left, and he makes the catch. Mariner gets the bases loaded, and they get nothing. Raiders keep their 3-2 lead. Michael Connor comes up clutch on the mound, throwing 2 pitches in relief for Kyle Adorno. That sends us to the home half of the 6th in just moments. Here's Carson Palmquist leading off the home half of the 6th inning, as the Raiders of Riverdale High School lead over the Mariner Tritons by a 3-2 score. Palmquist takes the ball 1 to the right side of the plate, the 1-0. Oh, paints it right down the middle out to center field. Nice way to start things off at the home half of the 6th inning there for Palmquist, as he takes a wide turn through first, but holds back.
Batting next for your Raiders, designated hitter, number 2, Trevor Peckham.
And take a look at this, it's the birthday boy, Trevor Peckham, coming up.
Happy birthday to you.
Holding the stick out in front of him. It's a nice bunt throw to first. Oh, it's bobbled. And now Palmquist gets to third base. Wow, what a costly error, folks. That was a train wreck. Pitcher Andrew Arsenal underhanded it to the Mariner first baseman
That was a great bunt right down
Kenny
the baseline.
Burgos, and he bobbled it. Peckham gets on first with that throwing error. Runners on the corners right now, and out comes the Mariner head coach Tom Woodley. This may be the end of the night possibly for Andrew Arsenault. He has been the starter of this ball game for Mariner, and here he is at the home half of inning number 6.
Nope, we're just having a discussion right now.
And it looks like another discussion from the looks of it. Let's wait for verification. You never know when Woodley just wants to have a conversation with the infield. And a little bit of insult to injury here is on the public address system. The Jeopardy thanking song is playing. And that's always been a nice tradition here at Riverdale High School, during pauses in the games and moments like this.
Got to change.
And yep, we have a change up on the mound. Down goes Andrew Arsenault. He's the starter. And down he goes here at the bottom of the 6th. Raiders lead 3-2 with runners on the corners. We'll be back right after this. No outs here in this half inning. Here at the home half of the 6th inning, new pitcher on the mound for the Mariner Tritons is number 23, Justin Wabel. Throwing off of the left hand. Here's his first pitch to Connor Sekula. Raiders have men on third and first. No outs at the home half of the 6th, as a ball 1 brushes by Sekula. Trevor Peckham tending first base as a runner, and Palmquist is over on third. Once again, 90 feet away from extending the Riverdale lead to 2 runs. The delivery. That's scraped out of the ballpark off to the right side of our broadcast position. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sekula.
1-1.
Wable previously in this game served as the right fielder of Mariner, and he comes in relief of Andrew Arsenault, who was previously the starting pitcher in this evening's action for Mariner. He made it all the way to the 6th inning before he got pulled by the Mariner head coach Tom Woodley. Raiders lead 3-2. They're hoping to make it more. Right here, swing and a miss. 1-2 to Sekula. The good news for the Raiders especially is that they have no outs. So the main objective is to get at least 1 runner across the score here to make it 4-2. That's what the score would potentially be. Connor steps out, or yes, it is Connor Sekula. Well, previously in the game, I was having some lineup trouble with the scorecard, so I just had to verify it. Okay, we're good. This is way up in the corners. Deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Raider bullpen being used up right now. And right field foul territory. What a game this has been. Another check over the first. Not in time, as Trevor Peckham doesn't have to dive or slide. Another one on the way, and did that hit Connor Sekula? No, it did not.
Got it off.
Yeah, he just chipped it off, got the skinny end of the bat.
Yep.
At first, it visually looked like maybe it went off of his fist, but not the case. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes still to Connor Sekula. Tyler Prell on deck. Palmquist over on third. He got on earlier at the home half of the 6th with a base hit. And there's a strike 3 to Connor Sekula, a looking K as Tyler Prell steps in with 1 out. Home half of the 6th, Raiders lead by 1 run.
Tyler Prell!
And then Trevor Peckham got on to first base with an E1 in the scorebooks, a throwing error over the first. It was Andrew Arsenault, the pitcher, back when that occurred. It was a bunt right down the middle by Trevor Peckham, and it was a nice bunt at that. However, Arsenault at the time, he was just a step ahead of Peckham, so he flipped it over to the Mariner first baseman Kenny Burgos, and Burgos bobbled it, which gave Peckham access over the first. Here's the delivery, a ball. Right now, the crowd has fallen silent, but hey, this game, it hasn't been quiet. It's been filled with suspense the whole way throughout.
Ball squirts away from 16.
Oh yes, right now it is Justin Wable constantly throwing over the first base. If that gets away from the first baseman, then that could be trouble there. This is a delivery home. Pro on the infield, and it is caught by the Mariner first baseman, Kenny Burgos. That's out number 2 at the bottom of the 6th. And an F3 for Tyler Prell for all of those scoring at home. Here's Brendan McNabb coming to the plate.
Number 3, Brendan McNabb.
And Riverdale, for the most part, they are a productive team at the plate when you get a runner on third especially. They're up by 1 run, but it's the home half of the 6th inning, and they want to at least get 1 runner home.
1 is huge. 1 run is huge.
In order to carry the team into the top half of the 7th, where Riverdale would attempt to potentially close it off. McNabb with a ball 1 to start this at-bat. 0 for 2 on today, a 5-3 back in the 2nd. So a ground out to the third baseman. He struck out swinging back in inning number 5. If there's a time for him to convert at the plate, this is the time. Timeout called here by McNabb. And Wable, he was right in the middle of his kick and fire. Here comes another pitch. Oh, it's a looper. Is it down? Oh, it is caught. That is unbelievable. Mariner left fielder David Owens just slid face first into the grass, and he makes a diving catch to retire the 6th inning. We head to the top half of the 7th, where the Raiders lead over the Mariner Tritons by a 3-2 score. Let's see if RHS can close them out right after this break. Alex Freeland is your first batter for Mariner as we have reached the top of the 7th inning. Riverdale over Mariner at the moment by a 3-2 score. Here's Michael Connor up on the mound, his 2nd inning of play as a pitcher, hoping to get the close. Strike 1 to Freeland. Now here at Pringle Field, this is the first time that we have seen Michael Connor as a pitcher all season long, so let's see what he's made of. Here's a chipper on the infield right side. Palmquist scoops it, throw to first. Connor stomps on the bag. A little bit of a nice reverse play there. A 3-1 scored in the books, and there's out number 1. Raiders 2 outs away from possibly finishing this game.
Batting next for the Tritons, number 13, Andrew Arsenault.
Andrew Arsenault moves in. Right now, the Raider fielding unit, they're looking rather relaxed out there. Enfield is not playing in at the moment, which is always good, because if you have a tense infield and there's a quick bouncer on the infield dirt, you certainly don't want to increase the possibility of any mistakes. Strike 1 to Arsenault, the curveball getting inside on the edge.
Another one.
And a strike 2. There's another curveball. Michael Connor really flicking the wrist up there off of his right hand.
That's a nice curve he's got right there. Sports fans, get him right here.
The 0-2 to Arsenault. Oh, it's to the backstop. Man, that thing was airborne and it went over everyone's head.
That was his eephus pitch.
Yeah, that went crazy, but right now Connor needs to keep his head up because this is a very vital part of the game.
Nice eephus pitch.
Top of the 7th, Raiders up by 1, hoping to get the close. They already have 1 down. The 1-2. Does it get in? No, it doesn't. Raider fan section disapproves of that. And the deuce coming up in just a moment. Here it comes. Scraped out the left field. My goodness, stepping in front of it in a risky play was Sikula, trying to flash the leather, but couldn't even get connection. Arsenault gets a base hit out the left. And he represents the tying runner over on first for the Tritons.
Batting next for the Tritons, number 23, Justin Wable.
Justin Wable follows up in his 4th at-bat of the ball game. An RBI 2-bagger in the first. Base on balls in the third. Fielder's choice in the fifth. Let's see what he can do here, and what very well may be the most important at-bat of them all.
Go hit it to a DP here.
Connor with the throw, and there's a ball.
Come on, give him something to hit it in.
Just put it right towards the feet of Wable there. And yes, there's one out and a runner on first for Mariner. So if there's an infield bouncer, once again, a double play can put things down for good here, as the Raiders are hoping to get their second win against Mariner in program history. Once again, Mariner leads all time against Riverdale 28 games to 1. Here's another one down in the dirt. Count advances to 2 balls and no strikes.
Fans, as we have a break in action,
and now there's another meeting up on the bump.
Tuesday night.
You have 3 players up there: Prell, Connor, and Palmquist, making his way over from first base, and that conversation will quickly disperse. We thank you all for tuning in throughout the night in what has been a very exciting ball game. Top of the 7th, Raiders lead 3-2. 1 down, 1 man on for Mariner. And you can imagine the fan sections of both Mariner and Riverdale here at Pringle Field. They are on the edge of their seats. And the ball 3 to Justin Wable, as right now Michael Connor is having a difficult time finding that strike zone. He's been really flashing the curveball. Occasionally he will switch back to a fastball just to keep the batters unstable. And this Mariner team, when it comes to the bats, they have been able to really read down the Riverdale pitchers for the most part. More on that in a moment as Wable advances off of a 4-pitch walk. 2 men on for the Tritons. 1 on second, 1 on first. And now the shortstop Daniel Kaler will pay Connor a visit on the bump. Just a quick word there.
And next for the Tritons, number 12, Jorge Sunti.
And it's Jorge Sunti. Pressure starting to rise. Andrew Arsenal on second. Wable on first. And Michael Connor hoping to get the save. Once again, here at Pringle Field, this is his first pitching performance ever. And you really have to like the way that he's facing the pressure, because this Mariner team, they don't make it easy. They never have made it easy throughout regulation. They don't go down without a fight.
Let's go.
And the official nickname of this team, coincidentally, is the Fightin' Tritons of Mariner High School. That was their original name when they first opened. Another strike on the way. Jorge Sunti taking his first strike of this at-bat. 0-1. Best scenario at this point would have to be that double play. But right now, Riverdale, they will try to get anything possible. 1-1 count as this is just low and away. Mariner benches down left field. They are clapping right now, and they have been for about a minute or two. Almost makes you wonder if they're trying to get into the heads of Michael Connor and the Riverdale defense. Ball 2 as this curveball sinks into the clay. And now out comes Bob Pringle. And this could be a pitching change here for Michael Connor. Yeah, right now he's just having a difficult time finding the zone, and he will head back to the Raider bullpen down the first base side. New pitcher on the way.
Number 13, Trent Clark.
And it is number 13, Trent Clark, the new pitcher on the mound. Let's see if he can shut down Mariner. They have 2 on, 1 on second, 1 on first, 1 down here at the top half of the 7th as Riverdale is up 3-2 over MHS. Welcome back to the top half of the 7th. Mariner has men on second and first, one out as the Raiders lead 3-2, and they're trying to close things out, those Riverdale Raiders. They have a new pitcher on the mound. It's number 13, Trent Clark, throwing off of the right hand. Swing and a miss coming in here to Jorge Sunti. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As he resumes his at-bat.
Come on, get him here, kid. Get him here, kid.
Clark, he is the 4th pitcher of the ball game for RHS. Coming in relief from Michael Connor to the infield. Second base for 1. First for 2. He got him. This game is over. A double play. 4-6-1. 4-6-3 to be exact. My goodness.
That is the ball game.
I'm getting tripped up over the scoring terminology because that right there was the best situation for the Riverdale Raiders. Once again, 4-6-3. 2 outs on 1 swing of the bat.
First pitch goes out at 7 p.m. We thank you.
My goodness. Mariner made it intense,
Look forward to seeing you
but coming up big with the save is Trent Clark to get the DP, and Riverdale defeats Mariner for the 2nd time in school history. How about that, folks? As a result of the win, the Riverdale Raiders advance to 13 wins and 2 losses on the season. Mariner bounces down to 7-8. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Riverdale will be back at home for their next baseball game Tuesday, April 4th versus the East Lee County Jaguars at 7 p.m. Class 7A District 12 rivalry matchup. Once again, East Lee is 2-9 at the night, so it should be good. Riverdale hoping to come up with a district rival win on that night. Come out to Pringle Field here at Riverdale High School if you are interested. Tickets are $5 a piece. Mariner having to shake off a tough loss there as they had a man in scoring territory, but they come up short. Riverdale wins 3-2, and Mariner will be back in action on Tuesday, April 4th as well, just like the Raiders, but they will be hosting the Port Charlotte Pirates with their game at 7 p.m. So what a game, folks. We appreciate you for tuning along with us here on the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network throughout the course of this Friday evening, and a big Raider win to finish off the week of school. Nothing wrong with that. But folks, if you can't make it out to the game on Tuesday, you can always listen on here to the Riverdale Raiders Broadcast Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action, saying thank you for tuning in. Have a safe rest of your Friday night and a great remainder to your weekend. Once again, the Raiders win by a 3-2 final score over the Mariner Tritons. Have a good night, everybody.